As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
Oklahoma State University Cowboys.
How many times have they been winner of the weekend in a row now?
Starting to feel like I'm an Oklahoma State fan or something, right?
Don't say that. Don't put that out there. You
Um,
didn't hear that, people. It's okay.
that was an ass whipping.
No doubt.
Here it is. You know who you got to stop. Can you do it? Answer no. You cannot do it. Move the ball in Cincinnati at will, pretty much. Had some explosive plays, explosive runs. Got to do the curtain call, pull him out of the game late. You've done enough, buddy. Pat him on the back. Camera on him while he's standing on the sideline. It's not fun to be in one of those performances if you're Cincinnati, where the entire second half of the broadcast is spent talking about one guy. That's just whoo.
25 carries, 271 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Also had 4 catches for 21 yards.
And a trail of would-be tacklers left on the ground behind him. These are not hand it to him and it's just blocked perfectly, wide open, race to the goal line. Nope. It's like spinning and ripping and running through tacklers and churning your legs and finding yards, and then finding a way after a second and third effort to find some space to turn it into an explosive run. I mean, it's really good. And again, find a way to get the ball to your playmakers and let them go to work.
And Alan Bowman continues to play solid football.
Sharp, crisp, efficient, not blowing your doors off with anything, but when they need him to connect on a pass, he gives them a good chance.
Initial read on Bedlam. How you feeling? We'll preview it on Wednesday. There'll be a deep dive, but how you feeling?
I don't feel great.
Neither do I. And I don't like that. But it's just the reality of, it seems to me, Oklahoma is getting worse and Oklahoma State is getting drastically better.
That's what I was going to say. Is Oklahoma is the better football team, but you have two teams that are going in different directions. One team is finding something and energetic and, hey, what can happen this season? We keep winning. Like, let's think of this is going to be big. You can't wait for it. The other team is trending down. Oh my gosh, what did we do? Have we ruined the season? Like, that mindset matters, in my opinion. And especially whenever you're going into a rivalry game on the road, now different than what it was a couple of weeks ago. Like, forget the football team. That fan base thinks they're going to win the game. It's the last time you're playing them in the series. Buddy, that is going to be a hornet's nest whenever we kick that football off.
2:30 kickoff. Plenty of time to get lubed up. We'll see what OU's made of.
Butts. That's right.
Oh, hold on to your butts. All right, who do you have as your loser of the weekend?
Well, the rest of the Heisman guys, Ollie Gordon, I'm sorry to say it, folks, but we're on Heisman watch. You go back, you start going over two bills, over 250 yards in back-to-back weeks, whenever everyone else is falling off. Drake May, gone. Caleb Williams, gone. Sanders at Colorado, gone. Dylan Gabriel, gone. Quinn Ewers, gone. Brock Bowers, gone. Right? So
Michael Penix Jr., scare against Stanford.
Yeah, he's still hanging in there, but right, the herd has thinned And there's a new pony in town with Ollie Gordon, and he is, as everyone else, the attention is faded on all of the buzz with a bunch of people coming in this year. Now everyone's focus is turned somewhere else, and he's peaking at the right time. And guess what? He's got a there's a lot of people out there in college football that probably haven't heard what Ollie Gordon has done over the last 3 or 4 weeks. They're going to be watching this week. You got your big rival coming to town at home, 2:30 kick, all the eyeballs. Woo.
I've been saying it. Him and Jonathan Brooks, you start thinking about guys that are not quarterbacks that could end up as Heisman Trophy finalists. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yep.
Jonathan Brooks, especially with the opportunity if Ewers is going to be out for a while. Is Ollie Gordon at the top of the list?
Yeah. Back-to-back, 250-plus weeks.
There's a conversation between him and Marvin Harrison Jr. And with the way that the season started for Oklahoma State, the fact that we're having this conversation is incredible.
Yep.
Credit to Mike Gundy, Casey Dunn, that O-line, Ollie Gordon. What a resurgence.
I told people, everyone wants to laugh at me whenever I say Mike Gundy is like, I don't know, it won't die. As soon as you think like there's no way this year they're going to do, this is going to be horrible, job watch, what are they going to do? They're going to get rid of him. That's whenever they have their best stuff. It's crazy.
I am looking at BetMGM's odds right now. Ollie Gordon not even on the board. How is that possible? They've got Penix, McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, who's playing really well for LSU. Bo Nix, Jordan Travis, Marvin Harrison Jr. is the only non-quarterback. Well, Blake Corum's on there as well. I have no idea how Ollie Gordon isn't in that conversation.
It may not have been updated yet, but if he's not on there, if he has another big week against Oklahoma in a win in Bedlam, he's going to be on there, and he's going to be high on there.
I found one on DraftKings. He is plus 10,000 right now.
He's all of what we said considered. He is still an outside, like a far outside shot. Like he's going to need help, but 100 to win 10,000 ain't bad. I mean, it's maybe worth. I put money on worse things than that for sure.
No doubt. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
elevate your tailgate with Chapel Supply and Equipment in Oklahoma City. Chapel Supply and Equipment has generators and inverters on hand that'll give you all the power you need so you can take your tailgate to the next level. They also got top-of-the-line heaters to keep you warm during those cold tailgates later in the season. We're there. They're Oklahoma-owned and operated. Elevate your tailgate by calling 405-495-1722 or visit chapelsupply.com. That's CHAPPELL supply.com.
And First Fidelity Bank knows how to keep fans like you happy. With more than 50 awards in the last 5 years, including Ford's Best in State Bank, the Oklahoman's Community Choice Awards, and the Journal Records Reader Rankings, it's clear that they are Oklahoma's #1 bank for quality banking. And you can find the level of outstanding service and everything FFB offers. Open an account at an award-winning bank today at ffb.com. First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go.
And head to opolisclothing.com for our podcast, merchandise, and the best OU gear out there. That's OPOLIS clothing.com. Use promo code TED, TED, for 10% off. That's opolisclothing.com. Use promo code TED for 10% off. Buttery soft and 10% off.
All right, for my winner of the weekend, I am going with the Georgia Bulldogs.
Woo.
Georgia's Wagon, Ted.
Yes, sir.
Certified Wagon. Now, I don't think Florida is very good, but that is a big-time rivalry game at a neutral site. and Georgia smacked the hell out of Florida. Beat Florida 43-20, and it was not even that close. And Florida got off to a hot start, right? Came out guns blazing, right down the field, first drive. And then Georgia basically choked the life out of them the rest of the football game. They made Florida pay for all of their mistakes. Now, Florida did turn it over on downs in one of the cooler plays I've ever seen. It failed miserably, but still, it was the first play of the second quarter. 4th and inches. Mertz gets under center. They snap it through his legs to Etienne, the running back, who is then looking to throw the ball. Once again, failed miserably. Tackle for loss, turnover on downs, but was really cool to watch.
Yeah.
Sometimes cool stuff doesn't work.
I've always wondered, I was like, what would happen if you did snap it between his legs, fake like the sneak, and I don't know, try and gain the edge or something. But I don't know how many times Florida has done the quarterback sneak. It's something I think Philly may take advantage of because they're so good at it. Like, you're so enamored with stopping it, it leaves you exposed to some other things.
No doubt. But Florida does that. They don't convert. What does Georgia do? They go and score a touchdown. Mertz fumbles in this game. What does Georgia go and do? Went and scored a touchdown. Georgia blocked a punt for a safety. Just too many mistakes from Florida, and Georgia made them pay for every single one of them. Carson Beck continues to get better. Right, he's playing efficient football, and he's very talented. Dejon Edwards, nice day running the rock, almost 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Georgia got after Florida along the line of scrimmage. Beck had all day to throw the football back there. All day. And he found Ladd McConkey, who I believe is one of the best wide receivers in the country that doesn't get enough respect. Yeah. Dude is a playmaker for the best team in the country.
It's one of those, like the Georgia Beast has, because they're so good, not very individual individual players on the team get really much credit for how good that they are, because of all the credit kind of just goes to the animal,
Right. Fun matchup with Missouri next Saturday for the Dogs.
Missouri's a dangerous football team,
but it's starting to feel like the three-peat is coming. They're getting better. Beck's getting better. The defense is getting better. That's a good football team.
They're really good. It was a lot of things were in question this year, but it's starting to feel pretty clear, assuming Michigan can play in the postseason, that we've got a collision course between those two programs, right? And that, I hope we see it. Everything else, like, aside, I hope we see it, because frankly, I think Michigan's the only one that has a chance to stop them.
I agree.
I don't think anyone else has a chance to beat them.
That's how it feels. Unless something changes. That's definitely how it feels.
Things can change. But right now, what if they won like
approximately 1,000 games in a row?
I think it's like 27 or something like that.
It's getting up there.
So if they win out this year, you're talking about they're all of a sudden at what? They're 8-0, 7 more games. They'd be at like 34 in a row. And next year, you start to think about that 47-game win streak. This will be the closest anyone's been in a long time.
What happens if OU and Georgia play in the SEC championship game next year with the 47-game winning streak on the line? I don't know if that math checks out. I'm just going to pretend that it does, but could you imagine that?
It would be it would be close to that, right? It would be in the vicinity. That would be amazing.
I'm sure someone will tell us that our math is wrong and that we're idiots, but I'm just going to pretend that is a possibility. That would be awesome.
During this few seconds here when we're discussing it, the thought of it is amazing.
For my loser of the weekend, it's been a rough road for the newcomers in the Big 12.
Yeah, it has.
A lot of people thought UCF was going to get their first Big 12 win this week, and I was not one of them, and West Virginia went down and smacked them. 41-28. The Knights got bad John Rice Plumlee.
Yep.
As good as he looked against OU, threw 3 interceptions in this game. And meanwhile, West Virginia just ran all over the place. Had nearly 300 yards rushing. Garrett Green using his legs, scored 3 touchdowns on the ground. Nice win for Neil Brown, and UCF continues to search for that first Big 12 win.
And for those that haven't noticed, West Virginia is going to be a difficult game for Oklahoma.
Correct. Physical football team, knows their identity.
Quarterback that can run.
Quarterback that can really run. BYU, we talked about it. They got smacked in Austin, 35-6. Cincinnati, we talked about it. They got smoked in Stillwater, 45-13. They got Ollie Gordon. And then the other newcomer, Houston, dismantled in Manhattan, 41-0. More Will Howard and Avery Johnson in that one. Howard has been really good since they started pulling him and putting Avery Johnson out there a little bit.
I think it's taken the pressure off of him some, you know?
He's playing really good football.
Yep.
Houston was also 3 of 14 on 3rd down and 0 of 4 on 4th down.
I guarantee you that Houston, like the players and everything, and it's like we're going to Manhattan, Kansas, and out in the middle of nowhere. I bet in that game they were like, "What have we gotten ourselves into?" With that stadium and that offense, yeah, they're playing good right now.
So in conference play, UCF and Cincinnati both 0-5. Houston 1-4. That one win coming on the Hail Mary against West Virginia. BYU, look at you guys, 2-3, but one of the wins is over Cincinnati. They beat Tech. So 4 newcomers are a combined 3-17 in Big 12 conference play,
with only one win over a previous Big 12 team. Is that right?
No, because, well, what do you consider West Virginia? Houston beat West Virginia.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Sorry. Yeah.
So, yeah, Tech and West Virginia, the only teams to lose to a newcomer. Yeah. And the newcomers are struggling, and now we have 5 teams that are at 4-1. OU, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Texas, and Kansas State. And would you look at this, Ted? We start taking a little gander ahead to next week's schedule. Bedlam in Stillwater, K-State at Texas, and Kansas at Iowa State. Saturday coming up, it's Big 12 moving day, baby.
It's moving day. I like it. It's going to be wild. It's fun, man. Oklahoma State, all of those teams, good football teams too. Iowa State, we've talked about them. We obviously Kansas, but yeah, this is fun. This is competitive. This is what you want it to be. I like it.